You're watching WQED Pittsburgh.
Come on in and close that door. 5 potatoes, 6 potatoes, 7 potatoes, 8. Hurry up and don't be late. Lay it out now.
Oh, we're back in the kitchen, and I'm here for a lesson because I'm here with Frank Pasqualino and his mom, Maria. It's nice to see you. So nice to meet you. I've heard about you. Hi, Frank. Good to see you again. I've been to Frank's place, obviously, and enjoyed some terrific food there. But then when we said we were going to do a potato show, you said, you know, my mom makes something that you don't even serve this in the restaurant.
No, we do not.
Yeah, this is something you just make at home.
I think home. I make like a Christmas evening.
Uh-huh.
You know, yes.
So special occasion.
Special occasion. Yeah.
Well, this is a special occasion. We're cooking with potatoes. So, and what do you call these?
Zippoli.
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 Did I say it right?
Right.
Good. I've been practicing all week. Zippoli. All right. So show us how you make this. We started out with some potatoes that are boiled.
Yes.
Okay. And we're gonna rice these.
You got to smash now.
Yes. There you go, Chris.
All right.
Yeah. You smash.
So just mash these.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Well, Frank could do these too. Oh, you need some muscles on these. This is good to have a son to do these things for you, you know? Now, did Frank start learning how to cook by working with you in the kitchen?
Yes.
Yes. In an Italian household, all the boys have to know how to cook.
Yeah?
It's a prerequisite.
All right.
All right.
And that's probably enough, huh? We're not making the full batch of the recipe that you sent in, Maria,
No, we'll
because
make a half.
we're making a half.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put that down. So we have that.
Yes. Okay.
And you started some yeast.
No. Then the flour.
You got to put flour. Okay.
Yes.
There's 3 cups of flour.
Yeah. Go ahead to put them in. Okay. Then we put the yeast.
Let me give you a.
Okay.
So that's an ounce of yeast with
Yes.
a half a cup of water in this
Yes,
in this
and
recipe.
a spoon of sugar.
And a little bit of sugar. And,
Yes.
and you see how puffy it got. That's
Yeah, the sugar helps the yeast rise.
yeah.
Now you have to mix.
And you want, yeah.
I got this right here.
No, we're gonna put.
Oh, you
we'll
put
give
them
you.
in
A,
it. Oh.
there you go. And then
Now
you, so you
usually
make
do-
a batter out
I
of this.
usually do with my hands.
You use? Oh, then
Yeah.
use your hands. I don't want to inhibit you. This is the way you know. It's going to need another half a cup of water,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Go ahead. Put them in. It's warm. They need warmer water.
Warm water because you
Yes.
don't want to slow
Right.
down the yeast.
Yeah. Put them.
Okay.
We also use a white potato here instead of a red potato because of the starch
You
content.
know, I like to use my hands.
Yes, I
really.
want you to use your
Yes.
hands.
It's easy.
The best. That's the best tool in the kitchen.
Yes.
The white potatoes break down a little bit easier than the red
Oh,
potatoes,
yes.
and they
have better
blend
taste
in
when
better
you
with the
do it.
flour.
Yeah. Now you also do a lot of cooking for the restaurant, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. You get up every morning. I
Yeah,
heard?
around 3 o'clock in the morning.
7 days a week. she
7
won't quit.
days a week.
Yes.
My goodness, 7 days a week in the restaurant. Ah, that's a lot of food.
Yeah, she resists all
We
my
make
efforts
like
to
a
get her to
thousand,
slow down. She won't slow down.
meatball every week.
1,000 pounds of meatballs?
1,000.
Thousands of meatballs,
Oh,
and
thousands
stuffed
of meatballs.
shells, and
Yeah.
dinner rolls that we bake ourselves.
And you make your own sauce.
Yes.
Yes.
Ah,
Well, we've been there for 40 years now.
is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so you become like an institution here. Whole generations have come and eaten at your place and shared your food. So you usually work this in a double batch in a big amounts, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, this then forms into a dough, and you cover it and let this, the recipe says you let it
Yes,
raise,
you let it
right?
rise normally about double its size. It takes about an hour to 2 hours, depending on how warm the room conditions are. We usually cover it over and cover it over with a blanket that helps it warm up a little bit.
Stay, yeah. Okay. You get all of that in there, huh?
I got him.
Now, how did we do with the proportions? Does that dough feel about right? Or is it a little stiff, you think?
It looks all right.
Okay. Dough is one of those things you really have to get a feel for, isn't it? It's not something that precise measurements, because every day the humidity might be different, and it takes more or less flour.
Dough is ready when it feels ready. That's
Yeah.
the saying that in the bread.
Mm-hmm.
It's ready when it feels ready.
Yeah. Actually, there's nothing I like better than making breads and doughs and that feel and working with yeast, and it's sort of alive. It comes alive. Now, where did you learn all your cooking, Maria?
With my mother, I was 5 years old, and I tried to help my mother.
5 years old?
Yeah.
My mother made this recipe over 70 years ago. Easily, this recipe is 100 years old, easily.
Wow.
She made this in Italy as a little girl with her mother.
And what part of Italy did you come from?
From Calabria.
Calabria.
Yes.
A town called
South.
Salerno, right on the water, the Ionian coast.
Okay, all done.
Okay.
Now
So now we'll cover this
Yes.
and with a warm blanket. And if you want to rinse your hands, Maria, you can just use the stove there. And we made a batch earlier, and boy, it has really puffed up and gotten very soft.
Yes. And don't worry if it's a little bit on the wet side. It doesn't make any difference. It fries up really nicely even if it is wet. It's just a little bit difficult to work with, and that's why we have a little bowl of olive oil on the side.
Right.
To dip your fingers in to help work the dough a little bit.
Work this dough. Okay. And if you need a towel, dry your hands.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. There it is. And I guess that the lighter it is, the lighter the Zippoli will be when it comes out. When I was little, we used to go to the pizzeria, and they had something called Zeppolis. And Zeppolis were just pizza dough that they deep fried. You know, so- yeah. Oh, okay. There we go.
Okay.
And so they would just deep fry the dough, and they called them Zeppolis, but they were nothing like this. They didn't have potato in them and so on.
Well, this is a southern Italian tradition from our
Yeah.
hometown in Calabria. So in different parts of Italy, you'll get a little different variation of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's start making some Zippoli.
All right. You want to we make a plain of some.
Make a plain one?
Yes.
Okay.
Because normally the recipe comes, we either make them filled with anchovies or plain. But you can put any kind of food. We have chopped pepperoni, we have provolone logs, raisins, delicious with raisins in the inside of them.
So you make like a sweet, or you can make it
Yes.
savory. Well, let's fill some. Let's try some with.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's try with the cheese first.
With cheese.
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
cut some
Wait,
cheese in logs, little logs of cheese.
And you put the whole piece in there.
Yes, the whole piece.
My. And then twist it around.
Right.
So they get. Now look how these floated now.
Now we make it with the.
Let's try one with the anchovies.
No, they're going to be the last thing.
Okay.
Yeah, with pepperoni.
Pepperoni, okay.
Put another piece here. Over
go.
here. Okay.
In the imagination, you could put just about anything that you would want in it.
I love your technique though for folding it in. The way
Yeah.
you turn the dough and you get it in as a twist.
It's easy.
It's not rolled.
It's easy.
Yeah. Well, it's easy for you. 'Cause how many thousands of these have you done?
Million probably.
Million.
Yeah. Rest.
Now the
No, put
tradition on Christmas Eve, that with raisins in the middle. Oh my gosh.
See?
And
There's
then you
another-
twist it around. so-
Around.
There's another tradition also on November the 11th when they touch the wine. They served Zippoli then. At the,
People and a glass of wine, and it's real good. Real good.
Now, did I think to bring a glass of wine? When you say touch the wine, is that when you first taste it?
first, the first taste. In southern Italy, they say it's they touch the wine.
Right.
and they serve Zippoli on that day. And although Zippoli is served year round
You know,
on special
I like it better
occasions.
to do
And
with this.
This, yeah.
Yeah, cheese.
And if the oil is hot, it should only take like five minutes on each side.
Right.
And that's about it.
So make one with the anchovies, because
Yes,
I
sir.
got to taste that.
Okay.
We'll just, and then we'll let these fry up, and then,
That take a few minutes.
Yeah, that's
more,
okay.
Let's
more
make another one.
minutes.
Yeah.
I think we could squeeze another one in.
yeah, squeeze one
No,
more.
but okay.
You know, you remind me of cooking with my grandmother. No, you have certain ways that you're accustomed to doing things, and that's why it turns out so good.
Go ahead.
So you put a couple of the filet that
See, look,
okay, and
it's so
twist,
easy.
twist it, and
Put
it's,
them in. Can you move this,
Yeah.
please? Thank you.
okay. Well, fortunately for us, we have some that you just fried up while we were waiting here.
Yes.
And Frank, if you would get those and pull them up. We'll keep an eye on these because these are not going to waste. Now these you've sprinkled a little bit of grated cheese on.
Just a little bit of Parmesan over the top of it. That's optional if you like it. On the raisins, sometimes the ones with raisins, they sprinkle a little bit of powdered sugar on it.
Oh yeah, that's what we used to do with the Zippolis. But so these are these plain, or do you know which ones are?
They're all different ones. One
Okay.
has, and I guess it's your guess, Chris.
I'm gonna try this
Which
one.
This is with the raisin, I think.
This is the
This
raisin.
is raisin.
And that's the one I should taste?
I don't know. Which one do you like?
What's your favorite?
What do you like? I like it with the raisin.
Then I'm gonna taste what you like.
Yeah.
I'm gonna taste one of these.
Nice and crunchy.
They're good. Good.
Marie.
Real good.
Now
Yum,
this
yum, yum.
is you're gonna have to serve this in the restaurant. You know that.
Well, with the dough
That's-
rising, that's the issue.
That
That's
takes too much.
Too much,
to do in a restaurant.
right.
Really, yeah.
Well, either that, or then you have to invite me over for New Year's Eve. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
Or November the 11th.
This is one of a few recipes that my mother made with her mother years ago. That's never up until now. They've never been put
It's
down
not
on
one of
paper.
them.
We don't want to let those burn.
Right.
Maria, this is so authentic and so wonderful, and we really appreciate your sharing this. This is your hometown, tradition, but it's also your family tradition.
Thank you.
And Frank, thank you for bringing your mom
Oh,
in
you're
here.
welcome. It was a
It's really
pleasure.
been a treat for us. This recipe and over 100 more unique and interesting potato recipes are yours with a brand new cookbook called One Potato, Two Potato. Here's how you can get it.